already we have discussed about different reformulation studies. In the last class, we have discussed about physical form and your particle sizes. So it is today we will discuss about some other reformulation studies. So today we will discuss about density. So what is this density and how we are evaluating different drug molecules, liquid doses from how we are evaluating density term? Because density generally we are seeing for a particular liquid. Generally we are calculating by taking weight per volume. So it is generally this density term for the solid dosage forms it will be different. It may be your bulk density or it may be your granular density. It may be your true density. So let us discuss about bulk density. What is this bulk density? With this, when we take the weight of the solid powders and we divide it with a bulk volume, then we can tell it's your bulk density. That means we can write weight of the powder divided by bulk volume. Weight of the powder divided by bulk volume. So that we get the bulk density term. So this bulk density consists of your interparticle spaces and intraparticle spaces. With this, there is different types of techniques there to evaluate how to find out this bulk density. So generally, for that we are taking a measuring cylinder, and in that we have to fill a accurately weighted powders, and we have to fill in a 100 ml of measuring cylinder. Then, after filling this, we have to tap it. Then we have to find out what is the volume it contains in the measuring cylinder. That volume we are calling as bulk volume. So we have to take weight of the powder that already we have taken divided by bulk volume, so that we will get bulk density. Then coming to the next one, granular density. So this granular density we can calculate by taking weight of the granules divided by volume of the granules or granular volume we can take. So this is the same procedure what we have seen in the bulk density. We have to take weight of the granules, then we have to find out the volume of the granules. So generally for that different types of techniques there. By simply taking the measuring cylinder we cannot find out this. Generally we have to conduct a test that is known as your mercury displacement method. Mercury displacement method, or it is coming under liquid displacement method. So we have to fill the mercury in the granules. We have to take accurately weighted granules. That we have to add mercury. So mercury, what will happen? It will fill the interparticle spaces. It will fill the interparticle spaces, but it will not go inside the granules. That means it will not fill intraparticle spaces. It will not enter inside the granules. Only it will fill interparticle spaces. So that's why they are telling us this one granular density. We will calculate by taking this equation. Then coming to the next one, true density. True density means is the true volume you have to take for the powders. So to get the true volume, the liquid should enter inside the powder. It should fill the interparticle spaces and intraparticle spaces. So that's why true density we are calculating by two techniques. That is known as gas displacement method and liquid displacement method. Gas displacement method and liquid displacement method. So in the gas displacement method, we have to take generally helium gas and we have to fill inside the powders. So that what will happen? The gas will enter inside the interparticle spaces and intraparticle spaces of the particles, and we will get the displacement value. How much amount of gas is displaced due to this interparticle and intraparticle spaces. Like this, there is another method, liquid displacement method. In that, the solid particle we have taken here, in that we have to add one liquid. And the liquid we have to choose that is insoluble in the solid. That means the solid should be insoluble in that liquid. If it is soluble, what will happen? The solid particle will become solution. So we don't need that. So the solid particle should be dispersed inside the liquid. It should not be solubilized. So when we disperse, generally we are taking different types of, for example, calcium carbonate we are taking, calcium carbonate powder. So for that we are taking benzene, because calcium carbonate is now soluble in benzene. So like that, different types of liquids we are taking, and we have to see how much amount of liquid is displaced by these solid particles or powders. So that we get the true volume here, and we have to calculate true density. So this is also same formula we are using, weight of the powders divided by true volume. So that we will get true density. So let us, so this is about all about densities. Let us discuss about some other pre-formulation studies. Then coming to weightability. Weightability. So what is this weightability? So generally, when a solid particle we are putting on a liquid surface, it will not weight. So it is due to presence of solid liquid interface. Due to creation of solid liquid interface, immediately it will not get weight. So that's why to find out this weightability, how much amount of solid is weighted, we have to know one angle that is known as contact angle. Generally you are writing theta for that, contact angle. So this contact angle we have to find out, and this contact angle we can decide what is the weightability of a particular solid. So generally this contact angle will range from 0 degree to 180. If it is 180, then we have to tell the weightability is 0. That means solid particle is completely weighted. If it is 0, then we have to tell that the solid particle is not weighting properly. So that's why it's a big problem of the pharmaceutical formulations. We cannot immediately disperse the solid particles due to the problem with the weightability. If the weightability is good, then we can disperse easily the solid particles. So that's why this is the known as depends upon contact angle, and it will range from 0 to 180 degree, and from that we have to decide what is the weightability of the things. And there is also different techniques there to increase the weightability of drugs or solid particles. So we can add different types of surfactants so that it will act in the solid liquid interface. When we will add surfactant in that, the solid liquid interface will change. it will modify the solid liquid interfacial tension. So when the interfacial tension will modify, automatically weightability also will change. So that's why those particles are not dispersed properly. For example, in the suspension, we are adding surfactants as suspending agent, as a dispersing agent, so that we can easily disperse the solid particles. So this is about weightability, and with this, let us discuss about some other the reformulation studies. Coming to next one, dielectric constant. So generally the dielectric constant, it depends upon capacitance. It depends upon capacitance, and capacitance term depends upon charge. Depends upon charge. So generally this charge is directly proportional to capacitance, and from this capacitance term you have to find out dielectric constant. Okay, so this thing we'll discuss in the next class, and be prepared for the classes, and whatever the doubt, ask me in the Google Classroom.